In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet around a chain for amigurumi. I use this in my patterns a lot when I want to make a piece that's a little bit flat. So you can see that this was built on a chain, and then also the bottom part, this is one long chain, and I crocheted around it in rounds. So I'm going to show you how to do that. To do this, you'll need yarn and a hook and a stitch marker. Today I'm using the Paintbox Cotton Aran with a D 3.25. So to start, you're going to make a slip knot on your hook. So you take the tail, make an X with your fingers, around your fingers, and then go under the first loop and over the second and pull up a loop. And then pull both tails tight. And now I'm going to pull the working yarn, which is the one connected to my yarn ball, until the knot gets tight on my hook. So I'm going to chain 8, yarning over and bringing through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little V stitches. So then I'm going to turn it just like you normally would, horizontally, like if you were going back and forth in rows. In my patterns, I always tell you to start in the second chain from the hook. So this would be the first chain. This would be the second chain from the hook. There's 2 ways to crochet into a chain. You can either go into the chain from the top, like this, or a way that I prefer is to go in the back bump. So if you turn your chain around, you can see on the back that there's bumps running all along. I like to crochet into the back bump. So I will show you what crocheting into the chain looks like at the end and what the back bump, just to show you what the difference is. But I'm going to show you how to crochet into the back bump. So same thing, I'm starting in the second chain from the hook. So here you can see the first bump and here's the second one. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the back bump. And it's kind of a little trickier to start off because you have to make sure that your hook is only getting the back bump stitch and goes through all of the little strands. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So I'm going to do another single crochet into this next back bump. So now I have 2 single crochets and I've worked in 2 chains. I'm going to do 4 more single crochets, 1 in each of the next, and then when I get to the last one, I'm going to do 3 single crochets into that last one. Okay, I have now 6 single crochets and I'm on the last stitch, the last chain. I'm going to put 3 single crochets all into this last back bump. This will allow me to turn to work down the other side. So 1, 2, and 3. It just naturally turns your work to work down the other side of the chain. So because I did the stitches in the back bump, I'm working into the top of the chain. They look exactly like normal stitches, which I like. So I'm gonna work 1 single crochet in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. And you'll notice that I'm not working in this very last chain because it's the same chain I did these 3 in. I also like to crochet over the tail so I don't have to weave it in. So I'm going to insert my hook into this stitch and do a single crochet. You can see how it just wraps right around. And then in the next one, and then just keep going until I get to the last one. One more. It's a little tight, which is why it's kind of difficult for me to do it. I've reached the last stitch on the other side, and I'm gonna do 2 single crochets into this last one. And now I'm at around again. I'm at the first stitch we made on the chains on the other side. So now I'm going to make 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And they're just normal stitches now, so it might be easier to just kind of see and get your hook into it. I'm going to do a stitch marker in that first one, just to know where the beginning of my round is. And I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets. And now I'm going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch. One single crochet into the next stitch. Two into the next one. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets just in each, one in each stitch. And I'm on the other side again, so I just went around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to do 2. And then, so that was an increase, 2 in that one stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the last one of this round. So there you can see how we just could keep going around and around for each round, whatever the pattern says. And this will really help shape your pieces differently. So I just quickly did another exact same pattern, but went in the center through the top of the chain, and This is a really good way of showing you why I prefer doing the back bump. So it's pretty obvious why. The back bump makes very, very, very little holes. It's a lot cleaner. And the ones that's crocheting in through the top of the chain has huge holes in the center, and it is bigger. So for me, I prefer the neatness of crocheting into the back bump, even though it is a little bit trickier to get your hook through the back bump. I think it's worth it for the end result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial about crocheting around a chain and crocheting in the back bump of a chain. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'd love to help you out. Thanks for watching.